quick video on the Ezytrail Parkes 15 Mark III that I bought just under a year ago now. I've struggled with a whole lot of information that wasn't available. I've done a lot of learning by doing lots of mistakes, so I'm hoping that I can offload some information so you don't have to make the same as I did. So our van's got the projector system in it, works great, I had no problems at all with any of it. It has a web interface or an application, so in this video I'm going to go through the application and show you, one, on the panel how you do it, but two, on the application how you do it. I've embedded the screen from the application just to give you an idea. It's pretty intuitive. I did go through, as you can see in the animation there, I went through and renamed the switch names that are default allocated to you, just to make it a bit more intuitive when we're using it. As far as using the app, I probably use the app more than I do the panel. I use the app anytime I'm outside, obviously, and anytime I'm just about to get my head down. Other than that, if I happen to be standing next to the panel, I'll use that. But I find the app a little bit more convenient than the panel itself. So what I've done with this video, I've started off exactly the same way that the van is normally sitting. So anytime it's parked up, not being used, I don't have anything turned on, none of the switches are on. The solar's being fed and looking after the batteries and all that kind of stuff without anything switched on. I have heard reports that there's lots of different configurations. Mine, I don't have to do anything, which is great. You will notice there the main switch that you've got there and the lighting switches plus the awning in and out and the step in and out. What we've got there is the step out because I was in the van, and everything else completely off. So let's kick it off. We'll start and light the internals up. To do that, I hit the main switch right there. You will note that even with that main switch on, which lights up most of the other gear inside, the other light switches on that panel there, they still won't work because we haven't sent the 12 volt down to those yet. As far as the awning still won't go in and out either, so it's not just the lights, it's the awning as well. But step, whether the main switch is on or not, step will go in and out for you, so there's no dramas there. With the main switch lit up, you can then throw a load into the system. On my van, I don't know whether everyone else is the same, but all my switches light up by default, so I have to turn most of them off when I put the load in. And you can see in the picture there, the power switch, so that had been lit up as well. So you can turn the load on and off from either the control panel there or from the app as well. So the panel that you've got down here, most of that data is available on the application as well, which is why I normally use the application itself. Going to the lighting itself, we're going to kick off from pretty much left to right. So the mains lighting, top left-hand corner there. If you smack that thing, the main lighting will light up. So that's the one that's over the bed. It also has an individual switch that you can turn it off if you're directly near the light as well. And of course, you can see in the application what it would look like by turning it off and turning it on. Most of these lights are also configurable as dimmers as well, so if you hold it down on the panel or hold it down on the light that you're trying to dim, it'll set 3 different dimming modes. The next lights are the bedroom lights. I prefer to call them the reading lights, and that's what I've called them in the application. They're a touch light. You touch them once to activate them, you touch them again to turn them on, and again for off. These are also dimmable, can be turned on from the panel and also turned on from the app. The overhead light, the ceiling light, so that's the one that's over the door, exactly the same thing. You can turn it on from the panel or the application, and that's also dimmable as well. When this one turns off, I'm going to skip the outside light, and I'm also going to skip the night light. So night light turns a bit of stuff off. Outside light we'll talk about separately. Water pump can be activated internally with the control center or externally with the application. Very convenient to have it on the app. TV, so entertainment system, so that one lights up both the television 12 volt and also the entertainment system as well. That one there is the internal lights. I think it's labelled switch A. I've labelled them on mine mood lighting, but the lights are hideous. We almost never use those lights. And the switch B, I've labelled that as ensuite because that's exactly what it is. It powers up the light, which has a separate on-off switch internally as well. It also powers up the toilet, the flush component of the toilet. Circling back to the outside light, when you turn this one on, so this is the switch that allows you to put the lights on outside, the external lights, and it also turns on the power to the awning. So if you want to push out or retract the awning, that has to be on first. Then you can circle back to the front panel that's just near the door. Obviously all the light switches will be able to turn on there. There's a dimming switch, so mine's reversed around, so when you press it, it's brighter than it was previously. I haven't opened up the awning on this one, mainly because I was inside, but if I was to press the awning open, it would start pushing the awning out. As I said at the start, most of the data that's on the app is also available on the panel, which is why I normally use the app. Tank 1, Tank 2, so your front and rear tanks. It also has your grey water tank, has the ampage in, ampage out, lets you know whether you're connected to mains, and I'm connected to mains now. If you're connected to solar, it'll let you know how much you're pushing in through solar. It does split it on mine. I don't know whether everyone's is the same. So my external panel, if I've got an external panel, it doesn't read, the application reads accurate, but this doesn't. This is just reading the rooftop stuff. And finally the inverter, so this one's got a projector 2000 watt inverter. I only have it on when I need it, so it gives 240 to the GPOs throughout the van. Unless I'm using it, I don't. It just sits there happy doing its thing. It'll let you know voltage of batteries as well. It'll also give you an idea of what you're pulling out in terms of load, just so you can monitor it when you're doing your thing. And as we quickly move outside, I do have 300 watts of panels, so the panels that go on the ground as well. I replaced the red plug that you get with this with a grey one, just so it's more interchangeable. Works a treat, and you don't need a regulator for this one. Alright, see you next time.